No, it was an honor for our staff. You know, now, obviously when the tweet went out, I don't think anybody had any idea the response that we would get. But I know that every coach that sent something, every university, every school, every entity had this catastrophe happened in their city, I think they would have done the same thing. It just happened to have been us. But I give a lot of credit, especially to Lauren Sampson, the job that she did. I mean, she almost put her life on hold for a month, because I remember the embargo that they put on the city of Houston, where no mail was being delivered for, I think, 48 hours. And once they lifted the embargo, I don't think we had any idea what was in store. You know, 400 boxes one day, 500 the next day, 700 the next day, 700 the next day. Just every day, it became overwhelming. But once we got the relief agencies in order, and Lauren did all of this. But Mishu, who's my director of operations, our strength coach, Alan Bishop, our trainer, John Houston, our grad assistant, Garrett Bridges, our administrative assistant, Raul Gonzalez, AKA Hoss. You know, those guys were just unbelievable. The time and energy that they put in. So I'm glad the award said University of Houston staff, because it certainly was a team effort.
What is it, how special that you go to the Final Four, but you're honored for something that's much bigger than basketball?
Well, you know, I only went last night, so we were just kind of in and out. But it's funny, while I was there, I was backstage, the first person I ran into was John Beeline from Michigan. I thought that was a little bit interesting, but he and Jay Wright were standing there, and I visited with both of them. But you know, one of the things that made me feel good, even though I was just there for a little bit, was, you know, Bob Huggins, John Calipari, Jay Wright, Beeline, all those guys, they come up to you and talk about what a great year you had, congratulating you. Of course, I'm doing the same thing to them. But, you know, coaches know what goes into building a good team, and I think a lot of people really respected our team, which tells you a lot about the kind of kids we had and the commitment they had, that they made to us having a successful year. But, you know, being awarded as, you know, the Guardians of the Game, they have 3 levels of their award. One is for leadership, one is for service, and one is for advocacy. And we had the Guardians of the Game award for service. And I think that's what kind of leadership that I've always believed in is servant leadership. You service others. And just one of the part of our culture here is doing things for other people, whether it's making an extra pass, or getting on a teammate about going to class, making sure that we're taking care of all the things that go into having a successful program. But nobody wants a Hurricane Harvey. You know, that's not something that you wish on anybody. But it did happen. We were in a position to help a lot of people, and the fact that we got an award for it was nice. But obviously, you know, while we were loading and unloading boxes, I didn't mention Jeff Conrad. But Jeff Conrad was right there with us every step of the way, unloading boxes and pitching in to help, and the families. You know, all the coaches' families came up on Saturdays or Friday afternoons and pitched in and helped. But to be awarded for that was nice. It was an honor that we certainly appreciate. But I don't think we've ever lost sight of why we did it, and that was to help other people.
Kelvin, you look, it's only been a couple weeks, but you look forward now to what you're going to have coming in, what you lose. I guess you can't control the other part. The guys you do have coming in, what do you think just the makeup of the team moving forward next year?
Well, I was telling Jeff Conrad a while ago that during the season, you're a coach. But once the season's over, you become a general manager, because you got guys coming in, you got guys leaving. I heard someone say the other day that this was yesterday. I heard this that there will be over 850 kids that transfer this year. Um, kids see themselves as they want to go where they can make a difference. But you think about our returners. We have three guys that started in the backcourt, and Galen Robinson, Corey Davis, Armani Brooks. I think that's pretty good nucleus coming back. And then Fabian White, Breon Brady, Chris Harris. It's a really good nucleus coming back. We redshirted Cedric Alley Jr. We're excited about what Ced's going to be able to do for us. And then we have four good players coming in. Antoine Davis, Dejan Giroux, Nate Hinton, and Bryson Gresham. So I like our team. We have the potential to be another strong team. I think we're at the point now where our goal is to be consistently good every year. If you're consistently good every year, you're going to have a chance to make the tournament. And then once you get in the tournament, you're going to have a chance to win and advance. And that was our goal from day one. And I think this year we busted the door down and got into the tournament. Another layer that we cracked through was winning a game in the tournament. That's great. But now this off season is going to be up to the returning guys to make sure that that the new guys understand what University of Houston basketball is. They've been indoctrinated into our culture. Galen's in his fourth year. Armani's in his third year. All these other guys are going into their second year, so they understand what our program's about. But it's their job now that when these kids step foot on campus, all the new guys, our entire team will be in place here in 2 months. Bryson, Dejan, Nate, Antoine, they'll be here in June. All our returning players will be here in June. So we got 2 months to really work at getting our kids better, and that's what it's all about, is off-season improvement. When I have my individual meetings with the players, I always have a support video. We have a 3-minute video on every returning player, all 7 guys that will be back for sure. On it, we have things that we think they're good at, things they improved on, and then we have an area that a part of the videos that here's the areas we think you need to get better at. So that exit meeting is always important, and then we support that with our workouts. So Coach Quanis, Coach Kelvin, Coach Alvin, those 3 guys especially, starting tomorrow. We always start Tuesday after the Final Four is always the first day of the new season. So our season starts tomorrow.
Now, what is it like for you guys, for you and your staff, that the team that had to have a last-second three to beat you is playing for the national championship tonight?
Well, I thought about that last night when I saw Coach Beeline. I'm sure he thought about it too, but that's just the way the game goes. I think back to Wichita State when they had the ball with a chance they had a sideline out of bounds with a chance to win the game, and we came up with a key steal. Galen got it, shoved it off to Rob. Rob makes the 2 free throws. The game's over. So we could have easily lost that Wichita State game. Could have easily won the Michigan game, but give them credit. They made I think it was a 40-foot tough shot, contested shot. That's not a very high percentage shot, but it went in. All you can do is congratulate the other team and move on. That's basketball. Especially, that's why they call it March Madness.
Because now the program has made a big jump. What's your mind efforts now as far as moving beyond this season? What's the mind efforts for the program now?
I think for us is just continue to get our kids better individually. Basketball teams are made from October to March. Basketball players are made from April to October. April, May, June, July, August, September. It's 6 critical months for these players. I don't get ahead. I don't jump ahead like, how good are we going to be next year? I have no idea. No idea. But I do know that Galen needs to get better, and we've identified areas that he needs to get better in. Same thing goes for Corey, Armani, Cedric, Fabian, Breon, and Chris. I have those kids here on campus. We're gonna invest a lot of time into improving those kids so they'll be in a position to be better players next year. One of the good rules that the NCAA has passed is being able to scholarship incoming players. So we know for sure that Antoine Davis, Nate Hinton, Dejan Giroux, and Bryson Gresham, we'll have all 4 of those guys on campus in June. So we don't work our team in the offseason, we work the individual, but we work him within the parameters of how we're going to play. So we spend a lot of time with that. The other stuff will take care of itself. If you asked me last year, what is your goals for this year? In the back of my mind, I felt like if everything came together, we'd have a chance to get to the tournament. I say the same thing. We'll have a chance.
It's still tough. It still hurts to me just to know that was my last game stepping on the court with guys like Galen Robinson and Rob Gray and just that whole team. It still kind of hurts, but I mean, life goes on. I have to adapt from it and just continue to grind out, because I have to play at the next level somewhere, so I have to continue to grind.
Devin, there was a photo afterwards of somebody in the stands. They took a picture of you standing at the free throw line. I was wondering if you could tell us exactly what you were doing that moment, that long after the game.
I mean, it was a moment I would never forget. Obviously, with three seconds left, I missed 2 free throws that could have put the game away. So when I went back out there, I was just thinking, and I took a picture on my phone of the free throw line and the rim. So it was just something I would never forget. And I kind of take my hard times. I always try to learn from them and just remember them, so because it helps me, and it helps me better myself for the future.
What are you gonna do with that photo? Are you gonna keep it in? Is that a reminder?
Just a reminder. Before I've been, situations I've been in, and I just gotta learn from it. Like I feel like it was a blessing either way, if I'd have made it or if I missed it, because next time I step to the free throw line, I'll hopefully be more ready than I was.
How emotional were you at that moment when you went back out there by yourself?
I mean, we had just lost the second round to a team who's in a championship game right now. So I mean, it was pretty emotional. I was still something, just sad, just still sad. Yeah.
What's it like to see Michigan in the championship game tonight?
I mean, I'm proud of it. It seems like they're having a lot of fun. In the back of my mind, I'm not gonna say it should have been us because they beat 2 other good teams, but I mean, I feel like we competed with Michigan the best. They beat us by 1. Everybody else, I feel like they've kind of had their way with them.
What does it mean to you that your teammates really rushed to your side? They didn't want you to be taking the blame for what happened. That they were doing their best to console, to comfort you, if you will.
I mean, it's always been more than basketball with us. That's how we got so far. That's how we were so successful, because we were brothers. Like, we all had each other's back, and they seen that I was down, so they all came, and respectfully, they all just had my back, and I appreciate them, each and every one of them.
Devin, for those of us who've been around here and watched you these last few years, 2 free throws will not define what you meant to this program.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at that moment, and I think you were 80-something%, but do you put 2 and 2? I mean, does it just, some things just happen, and you don't know what happens, or sometimes it's the bad grip, a slip. I mean, you play that over and over just in your mind.
Yeah, every day, multiple times a day, I play that situation over, and I don't really find the excuse in, anything could have happened or that. I'm really stuck on that moment. I feel like I should have put the game away. I was already 8 for 8 from the free throw line. I should at least made 1. So, but that shot, that Michigan shot, I mean, the ball just bounced their way, and congratulations to them.
Who all did you hear from afterwards? Text messages, voicemails,
I didn't
emails?
really look at my phone. My mother was at the game, so her and my dad, they were really there for me. My teammates, that's who I was in the hotel room with after the game. We were just talking, and they just had my back.
What's the plan next for you? What do you want to do in terms of?
Well, right now I'm looking for an agent. I've been interviewing a bunch of agents, but I'm taking it one day at a time. Talking to Coach Sampson, he's very familiar with deals like this. He really helped Damian Dyson out, so he'll help me out the same way, and we'll just take it one day at a time.
You get into a situation where you get some work workouts, you know, invites to camp? If not, you know, the overseas an option, stuff like that?
I've actually had a few invites to camps, but overseas definitely is an option. I'll just put myself in the best situation for me and my family.